Hey guys, it's jjaaxxthelegend here today. I'm here with a Minecraft Redstone tutorial. And in this week's tutorial, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a semi-automatic cow farm. Now sadly, when I tested this in Bedrock, it seemed to come out a bit buggy. So if you'd like to see a much less buggy version of this, make sure to leave a comment in the description down below. Okay, let's hop into the tutorial and have a look at how this farm works. Let's hop out of F5 mode and have a look what we have behind me. We have 3 chests, steak and gravy, which is where all my cooked steak goes, leather, which is where my leather goes, and coal, which is where my coal goes to be fed into my furnace down there. And then if we climb up these ladders here, you can see we have a bunch of cows in this pen. Now if we press this button and grab some wheat out of our inventory, what we can do is spam our wheat going in a semicircle like this, and it will breed some cows, and this will cause babies to be created by the Minecraft mob. Now, because of the mob cap limit, the adult cows will die and the babies will stay alive. So all of the steak will be pushed into either our smelter, or the leather will be put straight into the chest. So we do this until love hearts stop appearing, just like that. Then we turn the water off by clicking that button, and then we can go and have a look at how this farm works. So down here, we have an item sorter. Now this sorts out the items, whether it's raw beef or if it's leather. If it's leather, it sends it to this chest here. If it's raw beef, it sends it to this smelter here. And you can see we've got quite a bit here from one round. Normally you get around 16 to 20 from a round, sometimes 12. Okay, so then it gets sent up via this dropper system up to this chest here for us to eat. Okay, for this build, you're going to need 1 dispenser, 1 stone button, 1 water bucket, 6 chests, 10 hoppers, either 1 smoker or 1 furnace, 6 pieces of redstone dust, 1 redstone torch, 3 redstone repeaters, some building blocks and some sort of redstoning blocks, 1 observer, 2 comparators, 4 droppers, and 16 or so ladders, because it sort of varies depending on where you build this, etc. Because on this build I use 3, but you might put it all the way around or just in one location. Okay, so now you want to find out where you want your cow farm to be, and then find out where you want your chest to be. You'll need a 2x3 area for your chests, like this. I'm going to put mine here, going a long ways like this. And then behind that you'll need another 3 block space, 1, 2, 3, so mine ends here. I'm just going to grab some concrete to mark that out, so you know whether you can build anything past there if you're sort of like a slow work in progress sort of type of build. Okay, now that you've done that, you want to come beneath it and dig out the area that's inside of these columns, so directly underneath this part of flooring. So it should be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hole. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 deep. So a 9 by 7 hole, that is 4 deep. Just like this. So you have plenty of space to move around and work, because you'll need quite a bit of it. Because as you can see, a lot of this can cut off your sort of pathway. Okay, now let's grab out some materials. So now you want to grab out 4 droppers, 1 smoker, 10 hoppers, and 6 chests. Then place your chest along the chest line like this. Just like that. And you should have something that looks like this so far. Then, what you want to do is come underneath this first chest, and at the very back of this chest here, of the rightmost chest, stand underneath that and place a block, like so. Like this. This can be any sort of block, this can be a grass block or anything you like. Then place 1 more block directly on top of that. Then place 2 hoppers going into that block, but 1, 2, just like this. Then directly left of that block, place your smoker or your furnace, and that should be directly underneath this chest as well. Then break these 2 blocks and place 1 last hopper by holding shift click and clicking onto that. The side of that furnace. This is our coal input, so anything that's coal gets put into there, or anything that's fuel gets put into there, and it'll be fed into our sort of furnace. Now that we've done that, we want to grab out our droppers and place a dropper here, and then 3 more on top of that. 1, 2, 3. So it should feed into the back of this chest, and then place a hopper directly under our smelter, going into this bottom dropper by holding shift and clicking on that dropper. So this is what you should have so far. You shouldn't have used up all of your 10 hoppers. You should have 6 remaining. Okay, so now you want to rotate behind the smelter and place a hopper directly on top of it. Then place 2 more going back. 1, 2. Just like this. Then, once you've done that, place a block right here on this middle hopper, and then place a hopper going into that block right there. So you should have something that looks like that. That is a bit confusing, so you just have to so we'll go over it again. Place a block here, then place a hopper going into that block, and then break the block so it's going into nothing, and it should look like this. Now, you want to come back to above, just like this, and break these 2 blocks here. 1, 2. And place 2 hoppers going into that middle chest. These should be your 2 final hoppers, and you should no longer have any hoppers in your inventory. So that is the whole hopper system done. It is now time to work on the redstoning of this and with the actual cow killer grinder. Alrighty, for this next bit you're going to need 1 observer, some orange concrete, just for like building, doesn't have to be orange concrete. 3 redstone repeaters, 1 redstone torch. Oh, and you'll also need an extra 2 redstone dust. So you'll need a total of 8. Just like that. And 2 comparators. So the first bit we're going to be building is this bit here, which is the bit that powers all of these droppers here. Alrighty, so to start this we want to place a comparator coming out of this bottom dropper here, just like that, facing towards the front of our build like this. Then place a block directly in front of that. Let me just quickly make a day. Then place a repeater coming out of that block going to our left. Let me just break this pillar. Then place 3 redstone dust like so. 1, 2, 3. So it wraps back into that comparator. Then place 2 blocks here. 1, 2. Place 1 piece of redstone dust here. And then 1 more repeater going into that dropper. Now place an observer. And then place a block on the edge of that observer. And place 2 pieces of redstone here. So this should have used up 6 of your redstone, so you should have only 2 left. So now if you put 2 items into this bottom dropper, one of them will be sent up to the top and the other one will be stuck in the second dropper. This will always hold 1 just because of the way it works. So let me just grab those back out. Now it's time to work on the item sorting system. Alrighty, so now we need to whiz around to the back to these hoppers here, because these are the item sorting hoppers of doom. Okay, let's start by placing 2 orange concrete on the back of this hopper like this. 1, 2. Just like that. Orange concrete or any other block. Then place 1 going down like this, and 1 going diagonally down like this. So you should have a weird shape that looks like a sort of like a angle, like a corner with a diagonal bit going off of it. And then place a final block here. Once you've done that, place a repeater going into this block at the end of the corner, at the end of this corner shape, and then 2 pieces of redstone dust here and here. Now place a comparator coming out of this block, this hopper here, just like that, and a redstone repeater underneath this hopper, like that. So you have a system that looks like this. Okay, so now you need to grab out some 3 beef of it. So this needs to be sort of uncooked beef, just 3 of it, or 2 to start with, either works. And then you'll also need 20 blocks that will not be sorted. So this can be any block at all, just not leather or steak, or blocks that might be destroyed and fall into the hoppers. So let's use orange concrete. So now what you want to do is open up this middle hopper here, or this hopper here, this top hopper, the one the comparator is coming out of, and put the 3 beef in the first slot. Then put 5 of this sort of block here, which is my orange concrete block, the filler block, into each and every slot that's left over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. And you should see 1 of the beef drop down into this one here. And if you only have 2 beef in here like this, and you don't have that extra one to drop down, it just means your first beef that you get from the cows getting crushed by each other will go into this hopper here. Okay, so surprisingly, that is all of the bottom redstoning done. Now it is time to work on the top bit, which is super simple. For this next bit, you're going to need 1 dispenser, 1 button, your water buckets, some ladders, and your stone bricks or your building blocks. Oh, you'll also need a trapdoor and a lever. This is a sort of optional, but I find a trapdoor and a lever always helps because sometimes the cows can get pushed out, but this trapdoor and the lever really stop it. Okay. Start by placing 3 blocks across this orange line here that we've added here, all across the top of this these hoppers like that, so we sort of get a T. Then place 2 more coming forward towards the chest and 1 more to create a circle. Then make this 1 more higher. Then, now you want to place a dispenser on any side except for the back side and the front side, so either of these sides, left or right, like that. Making sure that it faces towards the middle like this. Now, place your water bucket in that dispenser, and then place your button on top of this block here. Then, place your iron trapdoor if you've chosen to add one on top of this hole like this, and you'll leave it behind it and turn it on. So now if you press this button, water should spurt out, and then the cows bob up and down, and then you'll just turn it off when you're finished. Now place some ladders along the front, and then you can always add your signs or item frames here if you want to. Okay, so now it's time to lure these cows in, so I suggest doing this either using leads or wheat, but you need 2 in here to start off with, and then you can just constantly breed them. So yeah, leads or wheat are the most efficient way, but because I'm in creative, I'm just going to spawn 2 in and show you how you would breed them. Now I've got 2 here, you need a total of 24, so it is a bit of breeding, but you do get quite a bit of XP from it as well. So we turn it on, and we just sort of tap these 2 cows, and they will create a baby, and that will allow us, once it grows up, to have even more cows in there until we have a 24. Because 24, any number past 24, the cows will start dying, and their items will be put into either 2 of these chests. Okay, so now I'm going to quickly grab out some signs or some item frames or anything and label these chests. So the first one on your right is coal, the middle one is your leather supply, and then the very left one is your steak and gravy. Now this is optional, quite a few of these things are optional, like the ladders are optional, you can have a staircase, and so is this trapdoor, but I definitely suggest having this if you have the materials. And I also suggest making iron so you can click on it without closing it or opening it. Okay, so now if you breed all your cows up and get over 24, you should be able to start up your cow farm. So, now you know how to build that. So that is going to be the end of this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like, comment, and remember to sub it up or subscribe if you're new. And if you would like to come see what server this whole tutorial was built on, make sure to go check out my Patreon in the description down below. This was built on the Elite world on that server. So I will see you guys later. Peace, and remember, stay carbonated.